गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरु साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। मेरा पेट दिख रहा है अब ठीक है। हाँ, so we are wherever we are in 18th chapter in verse 65 I think we are looking at, but we will look at this thought where it started, and it said in the 62nd here he said, you just थोड़ा सा रिकैप करते हैं, can't recap the whole chapter at this moment. ईश्वर सर्वभूतानां हृद्देशे अर्जुन तिष्ठति भ्रामयन् सर्वभूतानि यन्त्रारूढानि मायया. In the 61st verse, he said, the Lord said, Ishvara Sarvabhutanam. Here we are towards the end of the Bhagavad Gita, 18th chapter. Now the final instructions to Arjuna are being given, and the Lord in the previous verses he gave a saransh bolte na, precis of the whole Bhagavad Gita. Why he did that? Because when you love someone, when you want to, if someone is willing to learn and you are ready to teach, then the teacher gives more and more and more. So he was not satisfied. Who? The Lord Krishna. He was not satisfied, and he wanted to give even more to Arjuna, and he gave the crux of the entire scheme of thought from chapter 2 till chapter 17. And then still he was not satisfied. He said, I have given you so many words, I have spoken so many words, and I have taken so much time of you. By now you would have forgotten everything what I told in the first time. So I will, because I will give you again in a short form. Again he gives it in a short form. And here he is saying, Ishvara Sarva Bhutanam. O Arjuna, know that Sarva means everywhere, all. Bhutanam, the entire creation. The Lord is everywhere, pervading the entire creation. There is no place in this creation where the Lord or the divinity is not. Ishvara Sarva Bhutanam Hriddeshe Arjuna Tishtati. And where is its location? Where will you find it? Where can you catch it? Where can you touch it? Where can you come to know it? Creation is so huge. Creation is so expansive. Creation is so expansive. Remember in the chapter 9, towards the end of chapter 9 and 10, when the Lord said, among the rivers I am the Ganga, among the mountains I am the Himalayas, among the trees I am the Ashwatha, among the men I am the Arjun, isn't it? He gave so many, 74 or 72 examples he gave. But here he is not repeating all that, but he is reminding him that the Lord, the Ishvara, the divinity is pervading the entire creation, and it can be caught, it can be discovered, it can be, you can abide in it. Where? Hriddeshe, in your own heart. You don't have to go to the temple to catch the God. You don't have to do breathing to catch the God. You don't have to do yoga to catch the God. You can catch the God within your heart if you have faith, if you have commitment, if you have understood everything that has been told by now, Because our problem, majority of our problem of seekers is extrovertedness. Extrovertedness means looking for the answer outside. We want to look for it in the books, in the scriptures. Scriptures does not mean all the scriptures of the world. No, scriptures means only the Vedas, the Upanishads, Bhagavad Gita, and the Brahma Sutras. These are the scriptures that we are talking about. We are not talking about anything else. Puranas, then again they go into stories. But in that Purana again, Bhagavad Gita is coming. So we are taking that part where it is straight, without any ambiguity. It is told, because Bhagavad Gita comes in the middle of Mahabharata. So if we keep focusing on outside objective approach, that if I chant the mantras, then I will come to know the reality. If I chant Om, then I will come to know reality. If I chant by heart the Upanishads, then I will come to know the reality. If my Guru touches my head, then I will come to know the reality. If I take the name of the Lord, then I will come to know the reality. If I go on fasting, I'll come to know reality. If I stop breathing, then I'll come to know reality. There are n number of inventive ways that man has come up with, which are all given in the scriptures as different ways of approaches. But these approaches are all have one fault. What is the fault? The fault is the doership, that you have to do something. Here the Lord is saying, you don't have to do anything. I'm already there in your heart. Shift your attention from out towards me, and that's it. How long does it take to shift the attention? How long does it take? How much effort does it take you to shift your attention to the sleep every night? How much of effort it takes? It's effortless. Same way here. Ishvara sarva bhutanam hruddeshe arjuna tishtati. This divinity is pervading everywhere, and it is situated even in your heart, O Arjuna. Tishtati, sitting, situated, located, whatever. Hruddeshe, the heart. What is the heart? Now we are not talking, I'm touching here again and again, but it is not this physical heart. What is this heart? There are different ways you can look at it. One is the sandhi, between the two, the point where one thought ends and the next thought begins, that is the heart. Or the intellect is also taken as the heart. Because beyond intellect is what is there? What is there beyond intellect? Anandamaya Kosh. Anandamaya Kosh is what? Annamaya Kosh, Pranmaya Kosh, Manomaya Kosh, Vijnanmaya Kosh, and Anandamaya Kosh. Gross body, vital air body, mental body, intellectual body, and bliss body. What is bliss body? Sleep. You cannot do any sadhana there. You cannot catch anything there. It's a state of ignorant bliss. So the last frontier where we can access consciously at this moment also is our intellect. If you can remain conscious in sleep also, then you have realized Bhagavad Gita within yourself. Then you don't need anything else. But can you bring your attention to your heart in sleep? You are not available. So the last aspect of what we have taken ourselves to be, which is the intellectual sheath. So here it says that intellectual sheath is called as the hrud, the heart. Brahmayan sarva bhutani. Brahmayan sarva bhutani, he says that you don't roam around everywhere in this world. Brahmayan means to wander. Don't wander everywhere in this world. Yantra rudhani mayaya. riding the equipment, the instrument which Maya has created. You have not created the body, you have not created the breath, you have not created the mind, but you have accepted it as mine, as I, and now having taken the ownership of that body, breath and mind, and the Panchakoshas, and you are moving around in this world, wandering in this world, taking off your bucket list. I have to do this, I have to do that, I have to do that, and so on and so forth. So one way is looking at it like this, that don't wander around. This is one way of looking at it, that don't wander everywhere, taking the ownership of this equipment. The second understanding is the Lord is pervading everywhere. There is no place that He is not. He is located even in your heart, and He is making you wander everywhere. So what is happening in this? If we take this take, that your responsibility is over. It is because of that Lord, that divinity in your heart, because of which the body is growing, going through the various experiences, the five senses are seeing, hearing, touching, feeling, tasting, the breath is coming in and out of, but in a dead man it's not there. So someone is there, you think you are, and then you create all the problems for yourself by taking charge of the five koshas, five sheaths. But here his Lord is saying, it's by the inspiration of the Lord who is located in your heart that the entire yantra, means, and the instrument is functioning by itself. How it is functioning? Just like, and that is the art of being healthy. If you leave it to the Lord, get out of the way, everything will organize itself. Just like the sun comes up, everyone organize themselves to go and earn their buck. The magnet comes, all the iron filings organize themselves properly in one direction. Exactly the same way. All the systems, they start functioning in the presence of whom? It's not in the presence of the ego. They start functioning in the presence of the self. What is that? What is this equipment? Who created this equipment? The nature created this equipment. You didn't create it. You just came and occupied it in the mother's womb. See? So, with this understanding, let's go to the next verse. Tameva sharanam gaccha sarvabhavena bharata tat prasadat param shantim sthanam prapyasi shashvatam. In the 62nd verse he says that, because remember, this is the essence of everything that we have studied till now, or Arjuna has heard till now. So he is giving him, because he saw Arjuna's eyes, wow, so much knowledge, so much, I am Brahman. Now he should not feel that because he has come to gain the knowledge of the infinite doesn't do anything. If Arjuna says, okay, my conclusion in the beginning was right, that I should not fight the war. You see? So here, the teacher's instruction is not to become a lazy bum. It is not to run away from life, but to face the life, whatever it is presenting, in whichever way it is presenting itself. But how do you face life? That is the art that Krishna Bhagavan is giving to Arjuna. How do you face life? Is it with a grudge? Is it with a resentment? Is it with excitement? Is it with a revenge attitude? Or is it with continuous awareness of the divine, that He is making it all happen, and you let the life be lived through you, rather than you live life? When life is lived through you, everything falls in the right place for your personal growth. As an individual, I'm saying. From divine's point of view, everything is perfect all the time. From the ocean's point of view, everything is perfect on the ocean. But from wave's point of view, nothing is imperfect. Why am I being pushed to the shore? Why the other waves are coming and wanting my place? Why the tsunami is coming and swallowing me? Continuous fear. Individuality means fear. Survival. Totality means, divinity means acceptance. Everything is just as it is. Then what is this all waves? It is just phenomena. So once we, right now as an individual, we find it difficult to let go of ourselves. So how do we bring it about? You focus or you become attentive of the divine in your heart. We do that through Om, or we just keep remembering again and again. Last time I gave you some examples which are continuously being repeated nowadays. What is that? The dream example. The entire dream world came out of your mind. The mind was pervading everything in the world. All the events, who was creating those events? There was no, you were not making the events happen. And who is the mind? Who is the dreamer or the person there? In whose presence? You are the dream person who is experiencing the dream world. But in whose presence? The supreme person, in whose presence the mind expressed as the dream world, projected the dream world, including your dream body, including your dream personality, the dreamer, who does not know he is a dreamer. He thinks he is having a real experience till he wakes up, isn't it? So when you analyze that, everything is just happening. Right? Try to think in this manner in the waking plane also. So here he says, take refuge in him alone, take refuge in that Ishvara alone, and your whole heart, with your whole heart, O descendant of Bharata, you will attain by his grace supreme peace and the eternal abode. Here, very important, he uses the word Bharata. He could have used Arjuna, he could have used Dhananjaya, he could have used Savyasachin, so many different names of Arjuna, but he uses the word Bharata. What does the word Bharata mean? From Bharata comes Bharata. Bharata is the name for India, the original name. It's not, India is afterwards. So what does Bharata means or Bharata mean? Bha or Bha means light, and Rata means to revel. The one who revels in light, light means knowledge here. So Bharata, that land where people revel in knowledge. Bharata, where the one who revels in knowledge. So when this important message is being given, this similar thought was given before also. Ananya chintayanto mam ye janavari upasate tesham nityabhiyuktanam yogakshemam vahamyam. Think of me incessantly, Ananyas, exclusively think about me. Those who think about me, Ananyas chintayanto mam ye jana paryupasate, those who contemplate on me, think about me, meditate upon me. Tesham nityabhiyuktanam, continuously. Then what is the yoga kshemam vahamyam? So what is the result? The Lord gives assurance to those people. This came in, I think, 12th verse, 12th chapter. He says, I take care of what they need in life, and whatever they have, I protect it in life. Yoga is what you want to unite with. We want to unite with food. We want to unite with the meaning of the words right now we are all listening. We want to unite with sleep. We want to unite with our whatever unfinished bucket list is there. All that is uniting with whatever your desires are, isn't it? So Lord says, whatever you need, I will provide, and whatever you have, I will protect. That is why man is running everywhere, isn't it? He wants to fulfill his desires and he puts lots of effort to protect what he has. Think. And the Lord has taken away that responsibility from you. He says, I'll take care of everything as long as you think about me exclusively. Same thing is being repeated here again. Take refuge. Those who take, the one who revels in the knowledge or light, if you take refuge in divinity, if you take refuge in the Lord, in the Ishvara principle, in the totality principle, then with your whole heart means that not with doubt, not with 99% conviction, not with, but if I do this, what will happen to my wife, what will happen to my children, what will happen to my grandfather, what will happen to me if I completely merge? No doubt. Ready to completely be absorbed, dissolved in the divinity. With that whole heart. Whole heart also means at our level full of courage, because it requires courage, faith, patience, dedication, all these control of the senses, because remember we are doing Kathopanishad, same thought is there. So senses have to be in control, mind has to be in control, the intellect has to be thinking of the Lord. And when we are extroverted, it becomes a humongous task. But when we are absolutely clear what our goal of life is, what our destination is, what is the purpose we are born as a human being, when this is completely seeped into your heart, why are we born as a human being? Is it to delve in the world, or is to realize that we are the source? The whole world is in me. 9th chapter, 4th and 5th verse. That the whole world is in me. I am in the whole world. Same Ishvara is saying. Lord is repeating again. See? And then the next part again says, neither the world is in me nor I am in the world. Yet I support the world and I am transcendental to the world. 4th and 5th verse of 9th chapter. See, in those two verses, the entire scheme of realization of who you are, you don't have to realize you are that, is given. So here he says, tameva sharanam gaccha swabhavena bharata tat prasadat param shantin. And if you dedicate, if you take refuge at the feet of the Lord or in your heart, what will happen? With your whole soul, then what is tat prasadat param shantim. Then what will you get? You will get eternal peace. And what is that peace? That is which is beyond sukha dukkha. So peace is of three types. Not three types. These are the terminologies: ashanti, shanti, prashanti. So shanti is peace. Ashanti is disturbance. So disturbance, peace. Sometimes there is peace, sometimes there is disturbance. Sometimes there is disturbance, sometimes there is peace. They keep exchanging. Each one is trying to take the place of the other. Disturbance, waking and dream is disturbance. Deep sleep is peace. Isn't it? Every day we are going. But what are we talking about? Prashanti, eternal peace. What is that? From where you never fall down into Shanti or Ashanti. You don't fall down into relative peace. Relative peace means that which is because of something. It could be because of some object. It could be because you have done pranayam, you can be at peace. It could be because you have chanted the name of the Lord, you are at peace. But we are not talking peace which is because of something. It's causeless peace. And what is that? That is your true nature. And that is the nature of the Lord also. And once you have merged into the Lord, the nature of the Lord is alone that is expressing, because now you have given up your position. You are allowing the Lord to function. See, it's simple, but we'll think about it and complicate it. It's very simple. So this is the prasad, sthanam prapsyate shashvatam. And as a result of this, and by taking refuge at with the Lord, with full wholehearted availability, you get the Param Shanti as the result, and Param Shanti sthanam prapsyate shashvatam, and you attain the position of eternity. There is no birth and death thereafter. See? Just as the river flows from the Himalayas, how long it flows? Till it does not reach the Ganga Sagar. Gangaji we are talking about. But once it merges into the Ganga Sagar, then is there any more running around? Is there anything more to be done for her? No, she has reached her abode, she has reached her beloved, she has attained the union. This is yoga, no? She has attained the union. Thereafter, what happens to the identity of the Gangaji? No more identity. Now only the identity of the total or infinite, which is the ocean. She loses her identity. So, from the drop, from the ice which melted, and so many tributaries became one Gangaji, and she is moving. Did she decide I have to move towards the ocean? No, it is built in. It is built in. She has got no choice but to go and merge into her beloved. Exactly the same way, each individual has no choice whether you accept it or you don't accept it. Whether you accept it or don't accept it. You have come into this creation or in this life, or you have lived many lives, and in this life, and you want to go, and if you don't realize in this time, this particular point, then there will be many more lives. But the purpose of coming into existence, into any existence, not only human, is only one: to go back to the divine. To go back to the divine. So make a educated choice. Otherwise, we can become, if you have a phobia at the time of sleep, suddenly you see a cockroach, oh, it's cockroach. Next life, cockroach. See? So we have to, our mind has to become so intoxicated in the divine theme that there is no, we are not available, our mind is not available to the other stimuli. Are you available to other stimuli in the world when you are in sleep? You are totally absorbed, isn't it? You are totally absorbed. What do? Nothing. You only think of sleep. The world goes out of your mind. Then why is it difficult that when we are asked, when the Lord is asking, think of the divine theme who is situated in your heart, sitting in your heart. No, but what about this? What about, why you want to bring about so many obstacles? Why you want to create so many obstacles? You are not afraid of losing your identity in sleep. Why are you afraid of losing your identity in divinity? Please put your audio off, whoever it is. So why are we afraid of losing our identity when it comes to taking refuge at the divinity or at the higher self, total self, whatever you name you give it to. Why the fear? You have never seen sleep, yet you give yourself to sleep every night. At least you have some idea of the Lord. That He is Ganapati, He is Krishna, He is Rama, He is Hanuman, He is Devi, whatever different names you have. At least you have never seen sleep, yet you will allow yourself to be absorbed by sleep. You know the Lord, you love the Lord, you do the puja of the Lord, you sing His glory, you sing bhajans, but you are afraid. Why are you afraid? To be absorbed by Him, meaning your mind to be absorbed by Him. Only one thing. We have full faith in the sleep that we will wake up. We know after sleep we will wake up. We don't know that once I merge into the divine, will I wake up again? We forget to realize merging into the divine consciously itself is the eternal waking. It is the eternal waking. So give up these fears of the individual. देखो मजेदार है, beautiful when you think like this. See? तमेव शरणं गच्छ सर्वभावेन भारत तत्प्रसादात् परां शान्तिं स्थानं प्राप्स्यसि शाश्वतम्. And once you have attained the unadulterated peace, unchanging peace, eternal peace, all-pervading peace, that causeless peace, thereafter there is no coming and going for such a person. Shashvatam. He attains the eternal abode. He always was the eternal abode. Imagining he is out of the eternal abode as an individual. Only imagining. Mind is imagining. We have to train the mind to move in the inner direction. Iti te jnanamakhyatam guhyad guhyataram maya vimrushyetad asheshena yathechasi tatha kuru. This is where we left, I think, last week, isn't it? Last time. Iti te jnanam akhyatam guhyat guhyataram maya. Here he says in the 63rd verse, Iti te jnanam akhyatam. Now I am concluding my discourse. I have akhyatam. Akhya means to the discourse, the pravachan, the expanded explanation that I have been giving. Of what? Of the knowledge. Jnanam akhyatam. Guhyat guhyadaram maya. And who has given? I have given to you. And what have I given to you? Guhyat guhyat. The secret most of the secret knowledge. That I have shared with you. Guhyat. It's a superlative. Yes, good, better, best. Ashanti, Shanti, Prashanti. Prashanti is the ultimate. Best is the ultimate. So Guhyat, Guhyatara, greater than the greatest. Secret, most secret.
Sorry, 65th चल रहा था हम लोग.
Okay, thank you. गुह्यात् गुह्यधर्मया विमृश्यैतद् अशेषेण यथेच्छसि तदा. विमृश्यैयत् क्या है? विमृश्य एतद् अशेषेण. Let's break it up. It's easier that way. And he says, and now vimrushya means to ponder, to wonder, to contemplate, to deliberate on what I have shared with you. And then he does not take any responsibility. He does not say, now do this, now go and fight the war. He says, yathechasi tatha kuru. I have done my job. I have answered all your questions. The questions were given in the in the first chapter, and again reiterated by Arjuna in the second chapter, beginning. The second chapter began with the scolding by Lord Krishna to Arjuna, and with a smile on his face, not with anger, with smile. And Arjuna realizes that he is going wrong somewhere. He accepts, he does not react. If anyone abuses Arjuna, he'll kill him straight away. He was the greatest archer that time. But he understands he is going wrong somewhere. He surrenders at the feet of the Lord, reiterates his position that whatever I have said till now, I still feel that I am right, but if I am not, please tell me. And then Krishna Bhagavan gave him the answer, because he asked, what is that? Karpanya dosho pahata svabhavaha prichhami tvam dharma sammudha chetaha yat shreyas syat nishchitam bruhi tanme shishyas teham shadhi mam tvam prapannam. Karpanya dosho. I don't know what is right and wrong, because he was in that state, he does not know what is. So if you are not in a state of knowing what is right and wrong, why do you conclude that what I am thinking is correct? He does that afterwards. But deluded people behave like that. What to do? Karpanya dosho pahata swa. By nature, I am at this moment, my mind is not able to determine what is right and what is wrong. Prichhami tvam dharma sammudha. Please teach me what is dharma and adharma, what is right and what is righteous. And don't just tell me what is right. No, I want the ultimate tat shreyas nishchitam. Conclusively tell me what is bestest for me. Just don't give me some lollipop and send me away. Tell me what is the bestest for me, taking the whole scheme of life into consideration. This is not written there, but you have to understand that. And why you should do that for me? Nishreyas. See, there is prayas, there is shreyas, and there is nishreyas. Prayas is the joy that you get, or the duty that you have towards the world. Shreyas, the good that you do in the world. Prayas. When you get, by doing something, by gaining something, you feel contented. Prayas is the lower good, or it is not even, we can't even call it, I am being positive, that's why I am using lower good, but it doesn't give you any goodness, it doesn't give you peace. Shreyas, compared to prayas, Shreyas is better. Shreyas is when you are dedicated to something higher. Prayas is when you are dedicated to something lower. What is lower? That which is inert is lower. What is inert? Saving money for a laptop. Complaining about weather every day. Complaining about price of petrol every day. Complaining about how the world is bad and I am good. This is prayas. Only thinking about the objective world is prayas. Shreyas, when you rise yourself above it and start thinking of some greater vision. Yes, you are living in the world, but you want to bring some, you have some vision to, which not only helps you, you are not thinking about yourself, but your attention is on how you can help the masses. Shreyas. Or better Shreyas. Shreyas will be when you are spending time thinking about expansion of your mind, expanding your abilities of the mind. That will be Shreyas. Siddhis coming, power coming, whether at physical level or spiritual level, all that is Shreyas. But you stop doing the sadhana, you stop investing in the property or stock market, you will lose the money. It will not last. Shreyas. So here you were thinking about the world, that was prayers. you are thinking about some higher vision or gods or siddhis, expansion of the mind, Shreyas. Nishreyas, where you have transcended everything in the relative world, that is Nishreyas. So Arjuna is saying, Nishreyas, that tell me that which is for the greatest good for me. And why you should tell me? Because I am your disciple and I am your devotee. And all the questions, after saying this, he again says, but I should not fight the war, but there will be so many people killed, the way ladies will become widowed, and there will be the people from neighboring lands will come and take advantage of all the women, and who will take care of the children? They will go unruly. Who will take care of the old people? There will be nobody to, if all the youngsters have died in the war, you already told that it will be it will be a great war. So there will be total churning of the whole world, and on top of that, I don't want to go to hell. I don't want to be the reason for this destruction, because it will certainly lead me to hell. If I have killed my brothers, I have killed my teacher, I have killed my grandfather. Therefore, I don't want to fight the war. All those questions, they sound pertinent. He could have thought of those questions before the war began. On the battlefield, are there any brothers? Are there any uncles? Are there any teacher? Are there any grandfathers? No. Who is there in the? Only enemy. Only enemy. And what is your job? If you are facing the enemy, to kill, be victorious. So when we are extrovert towards the world, prayers, and there is Shreyas, they are both enemies of each other. Sukha, Dukkha, they are enemies of each other. Dukkha is always wanting to overpower, Dukkha is sorrow, Sukha is happiness. So sorrow is always wanting to over happiness. Happiness is always trying to overpower sorrow. And what do you want to go? What do you want? You want to transcend both. You don't want to be shunting all the time. In life also, there is birth, there is death. What is there in this world that has escaped birth and death? See, you want to transcend that. You can be the bestest of person, the ruler of the whole earth, with all the wealth and every good that is available on this earth, but you will die one day. And therefore, if you see our Upanishads and see our Puranas, in those the stories come that kings have ruled for thousands and thousands and thousands of years, but one day it clicks to them, enough. This is not going to give me eternity. Then what do I have to do? What is the way? When this catches fire in their bosom, automatically the teacher appears in their life. Nobody can instill it in your life. You can be listening to satsang, but nothing happens. Many people are like that. But some people listen once and they are on fire. And without doing anything, without wanting anything, the teacher appears in their life. See? Around Maharishi is one example. Nisargadatta Maharaj, only one satsang he went, one example. Mirabai, one example. Neem Karoli Baba, another example. Anand Mahima, another example. Never studied scriptures. All of them never studied scriptures. But what? Only the fire. The fire caught them. And they didn't allow it to be doused by desires for the world. They kept fueling it. They kept nurturing it. They kept protecting it and allowed it to become a raging flame, to burn away all the impurities. So, thus I have taught you wisdom more secret than any other secret. Now fully ponder over it and do what you will. Once the knowledge is given, not like when we were young, we had a plate, dinner time, vegetable, curry, dal, chapati, rice, sometimes papad. Whether we like the vegetable or not, whether we like the dal or not, we had to finish everything in the plate. See? There, this is the worldly way. The parents dictate that we have worked hard, we have saved money, we have bought food, it is being served in front of you, and you have to respect the food that is in front of you. So you have to finish, no wasting. But this rule doesn't work here. Krishna Bhagwan, out of the love for Arjuna, why? He sees Arjuna as himself. Why didn't he give Bhagavad Gita to other people? Why only to him? Why did he give only to him? Because Arjuna was available. Nobody else said, Karpanya dosho pahata svabhava. Please, I am your disciple, I am your devotee. Nobody else said. If someone else had said, he would have given it to them also. So we have to become capable. We have to become available. We have to become empty. In spite of all the shortcomings that we have. And what is their shortcoming? The idea that I am the doer and I am the enjoyer, the karta bhokta, the ego. In spite of that, we are ready to surrender at some higher altar. Very necessary. Then transformation happens. But we want to hold on to our ego and expect change to happen. It will not happen. Then what happens? Whatever you do in your life with ego intact, all you are doing is just, the book is here, this book is here. You will shift the position of the book and you feel you have changed your life. That's all. Nothing has changed. You're only mixing and matching, like she also does it. Sometimes the sofa is on this side, sometimes I used to sit there once upon a time, now I'm sitting here. Before they were sleeping in the front room, now they are sleeping in the back. See? So, what has changed? Nothing. Temporary, some satisfaction, a sense of newness. Why? Because we have changed our bedrooms. But actually nothing has changed. It's still the same house, same bed. When we run after the world, when we live with this sense of ego, all we do is only shift the thoughts. We shift because the thoughts are of the world and we are just negotiating through them, shifting this way, that way, and thinking we have achieved something. Until and unless our attention doesn't go to this divine presence in our heart, till then transformation will not happen. We'll read this part again because it is important in the not bhashya, what is that? In the OV of Gyaneshwari Maharaj, he says, He Gita Nama Vikhyata Sarva Vang Mayache Sat Mathina Mathita Atma Zene Hastagata Ratna Hoya Jnana Aisiya Rudhi Vedanti Jayachi Praudhi Vanita Kirti Chokhadi पातली जगी बुद्ध्यादिके डोळसे हे जयाचे का कडवसे मी सर्व द्रष्टा ही दिसे पहला जया. He says this famous sacred text known as Gita is the essence of Vedic literature, and one gains the gem of self by its means. But Gyaneshwari Maharaj, he is explaining, he is sitting, he was only 12 years old when he gave the discourse on Bhagavad Gita. Who are sitting in front of him? The front positions, like in any congregation, all the pandits and the priests and the so-called knowledgeable people who had abused him, who had ridiculed him, now have discovered what a great person this 12-year-old boy is. He is divine incarnate. And they ask him to, his teacher asked him, now you speak on Bhagavad Gita. So they are all sitting in front of him. Who are behind all these educated fellows? Or I should say educated fools? Who is behind? The farmers, the cobblers, the weavers, the businessmen, the money lenders, all the common masses. Till then, the knowledge was kept by the educated intellectual class called the Brahmins with themselves. But they had become so arrogant with it that they had started looking down upon the rest of the society. They felt that the rest of the society is at their mercy. And whenever in society such type of things happen, masters come and shuffle up the whole thing. And here Gyaneshwari Maharaj has come. And here he is telling all the masses that this Gita is the essence of all the Upanishads. Creme de la creme. As I told you yesterday, if you heard the Bhagavad Gita, Kathopanishad, third chapter, first part of Kathopanishad, and in the first part there is third chapter. The analogy of the chariot is given. The person sitting, whose chariot is it? Some person. It cannot be nobody's chariot. The chariot is the person. Is that person the Atma, or is that person the Jivatma? In Arjuna's case, in this Bhagavad Gita case, we know that Arjuna is standing there. Who is Arjuna? Who is despondent, who has had an identity crisis. Why he had an identity crisis? Because he was identified with his body. And as a result of that body, I don't want to kill my brothers, I don't want to kill my teacher, I don't want to kill my grandfather. Other grandfathers, it's okay. Other teachers, other person's teacher, I'm ready to kill. But my teacher, I don't want to kill. Other grandfathers, I can kill. But my grandfather, I will not kill. Other brothers, I will, because everyone is someone's brother or some. So I can kill other brothers. But my brothers, I cannot kill. Where does this? For who is this my? Mamatva? It is for the individual. Who is an individual? The one, that consciousness identified with the equipment is called individual. What is Bhagavad Gita? Bhagavad Gita is the transformation of that individual into the divine. Hruddeshe iti tishtati. The divinity is sitting in your heart. And you are that. And who are we thinking ourselves to be? The individual. Who is individual? Birth, death, joy, sorrow, gain, loss. At the mercy of these things. So Bhagavan is, the Lord is telling here that this Bhagavad Gita is the essence. So this whole picture of the Arjuna, Krishna and the chariot is taken from just complete. Some of the verses are also very, very similar. Taken from, with lock, stock and barrel, taken from Kathopanishad and placed in the Bhagavad Gita. See? And there again, the chariot is the body, the horses are the senses, the reins to which the horses are tethered is the mind, and Can the reins make the horses run? No, you need a charioteer. The charioteer is the seat of intellect. Who is placed in your intellect? Is it a stupid fellow? Who is the charioteer a weakling? He cannot control the horses through the reins. The horses will give one jerk and this charioteer will fall away somewhere. Who has Arjuna as his charioteer? The Lord himself. Who should you have your charioteer? That intelligence, intellect means intelligence, that intelligence which always chooses the divine, not the world, which always chooses the divine. That charioteer you have. Then automatically, if you are continuously, your intelligence is discriminating and thinking about the divine, how divinity is at this very moment present in and through me and is located in my, is none other than me, none other than not me, than the self that I am. Now, when you start thinking like this, automatically the whole Bhagavad Gita will happen inside you. Automatically. All these questions, all this logic will automatically unfold step by step by step, depending upon your availability to the divine principle. And therefore it is in Vedanta we say prasthanatrayi. The study of Vedanta involves study of Bhagavad Gita, study of the Upanishads. Usually we do 11 of them. There are lots of Upanishads. Recorded are 108, I think. But 11 are the main. And once you have studied Bhagavad Gita and Upanishads, then you study Brahma Sutra. Brahma Sutra is addressing all the contradictions between which are present in Bhagavad Gita and in the various Upanishads. Because where there is contradiction, there truth is available. Right and wrong. In between is the truth. One thought, good thought, one thought, bad thought. In between is the truth. In breath and out breath, in between is the truth. See? So in this way, here he says, that which is current as knowledge and by praising whose glory Vedanta became renowned in this world, of which all the intellectual subjects are a mere shadow, by which knowledge I that behold all am known. The Lord is saying, because of it I have come to you as the Lord. Vedanta declares, what is that? It's talking about that which is beyond words. Vedanta talks about not nothingness. Vedanta talks about that which knows the nothing. What is that? You are that. And you are yato vacho nivartante aprapya manasa saha. What is this divinity? What is this self? What is this eternity? What is this Ishvara? It is beyond words. Yato vacho nivartante. The words cannot illuminate Ishvara, or words cannot illuminate the totality. The words cannot illuminate the infinity, the eternal principle. See? Aprapya manasa saha. Mind cannot comprehend it. Effect can never come to know the cause. Can the senses come to know the mind? They cannot. Can the mind come to know the intellect? It cannot. Can the intellect come to know the total intellect? It cannot, because total intellect is the cause, individual intellect. Your mind is the cause. All the minds in the dream, which are expressing in the various dream bodies, they cannot come to, they don't know. When do you come to know? Hey, it was only imagination of my mind. When you wake up. See? So, effect can never come to know the cause. Aprapya manasa saha. Mind, the mind has got no jurisdiction, no ability, no capability to know the truth. That truth which is beyond word and beyond comprehension is put forth on a platter by Bhagavad Gita, which is nothing but words. Such is the glory of Bhagavad Gita. That it has, that unknowable has become knowable. See, all hair are standing, just thinking about it. Continuing, क्या time हो गया? Then he says, ते हे गा आत्मज्ञान मज गोप्याचे ही गुप्त धन परितृ म्हणवनी आन केवी करू या कारणे गा पांडवा आम्ही आपुला हा गुह्य ठेवा तुझ दिधला कणवा जाकळीलेपणे जैसी भुलली पोरसे माय बोले बाळा दोषे प्रीती ही परितैसे न करूची हो येथ आकाश आणि गाळीजे अमृता ही साली फेडीजे का दिव्या करविजे दिव्य जैसे जयाचेनी अंग प्रकाशे पाताळीचा परमाणु दिसे तया सूर्या ही का जैसे अंजन सुदले. He says that knowledge of self is the secret treasure of mine who am unmanifest. Bhagavan is saying, these are the words of the Lord to Arjuna, that Bhagavad Gita, by which knowledge I that behold all am known, that knowledge of self is the secret treasure of mine who am unmanifest. So the Lord here is, Arjuna is seeing Krishna in front of him. But what is the Lord saying? Sometimes he takes the position of a friend, sometimes he takes the position of the teacher, sometimes he takes the position of the Ishvara. When he told the chapter 7 to chapter 12, he took the position of the, slowly he revealed his total form to Arjuna. But when Gyan came, chapter 13 onwards, he became unmanifest. So here he is saying that I am unmanifest. No form can touch me. No, because forms are only in the mind, are only phenomenal. They come and go. Thoughts come and go. Where there is a form, there is name. But who am I? I am beyond thought and form, word and form. So I am unmanifest. Yet, here Bhagavad Gita is revealing and talking about me to all. But how can I hide it from you, O Arjuna? Because I am extremely fond of you. I am entrusting this secret treasure to you. Just as a mother, crazy because of her love for her child, talks it in a very lively mood. Why not my affection for you make me talk like that? So here Bhagavan is justifying that I am not talking to you for so many verses to bore you. He's not, he says, see, Bhagavan has not said all this in the verse. Gyaneshwari Maharaj is making it palatable to the common man, all those who are sitting there, so that they understand the scene that is happening. What could be going on in the mind of Krishna when he is speaking to Arjuna in this manner? Maybe they have heard of, read Mahabharata. Maybe they have not, a lot of them have never educated themselves, but maybe they have heard from their grandparents or whatever, or they have attended some satsangs of the Pandits, they have heard. But the focus is not there to connect the characters, the focus is, they are more interested in the stories rather than the knowledge. Majority of the people are like that. So here Krishna is telling that, Gyaneshwari Maharaj is saying that Krishna is saying that I am telling you all this in so much detail because I am fond of you. And when you are fond of someone, you want to give more, you want to tell more, you want to share. everything that you have with the person whom you are fond of. You want to tell them the secrets. If you are not in love with that person, if you don't feel the affinity with that person, you will not share your deep secrets with them. And what is the deep secret of our Lord Krishna? It is this knowledge. It is this knowledge. As though in a livelihood, will not my affection for you make me talk like that? It's not even that Krishna is talking like that. Gyaneshwari Maharaj, who is 12-year-old, he is speaking to the masses, thousands of people, and who will be there listening who is younger than 12 years? Majority are about grown-ups. So in other words, he is saying, I am teaching you, or I am telling you, because I love you all. I want you to know that you are of this nature. And because of this attitude of Gyaneshwar Maharaj towards the masses started calling that 12-year-old boy as Mauli, mother. With so much love and compassion, he went into the depths of it, giving hundreds of examples. We have seen throughout the Bhagavad Gita, Gyaneshwari, so many examples. Still, it does not click to the listener. Till then, he keeps giving examples after examples and after examples. Krishna is doing that only with verses. Gyaneshwar Maharaj is expanding that. This is called Vyasa. This is called, where I am sitting is called Vyasa seat. Vyasa Peetha. Vyasa Peeth means from where one word is expanded and made palatable to the listeners. Now, just like one verse of Bhagavad Gita, Gyaneshwar Maharaj took so many words to explain. We are taking each OV, each line of Gyaneshwar Maharaj and explaining that. Again, expansion. See? Has any mad dog bit us, so we are doing this? हिंदी में बोलने में ज़्यादा मजा आता है. पागल कुत्ते ने काटा है. हो सकता है. नहीं. The divinity has bit us. The divinity has taken hold of us, and the vision of divinity is all-encompassing. Divinity is of the nature of love, so it shares love. It doesn't see anyone as separate to itself. Full of compassion, full of generosity. So it keeps going on with the masters. As though by straining the sky or stripping the nectar of its rind, or making the lamp go through an ordeal, or putting collyrium in the eyes of the sun, who illumines even the atoms of the nether world by his light. He's talking about the divinity. He doesn't have to do anything of such sort. Just by his mere presence, everything is everything is, the whole phenomena is happening. See? These are the visions. This example which is taken, that he doesn't have to do anything. Just by being there, everyone, just by the sun being there, everyone becomes awake. The life begins. We put collyrium so that our eyesight improves. Do you put kajal? Kajal is collyrium in the eye, in the sun, so that no, his nature is that. His presence makes everyone activated. See? The last 1331. Taise sarvagne hi miya sarvahi nirdharuniya nike hoyate dhananjaya sangitale tuza atatu yayavari nike he nirdhari निर्धारूनी करी आवड़े तैसे यया देवाचिया बोला अर्जुनू उगाची ठेला तेथ देवो म्हणती भला अवंचकू होसी वाढत या पुढे भुकेला अपरोधे म्हणे मी धाला तैत तोची पिडे आपुला आणि दोषुही तया तैसा सर्वज्ञ श्री गुरु भेटलिया आत्मनिर्धारू न पुसिजे जय आभारू धरुनिया. Beautiful. He says that, so after considering it from all angles, I who am omniscient have explained to you the true knowledge. Now think well for yourself and do what you think proper. So Krishna Bhagavan is telling here Arjuna that I who am omniscient. Who is omniscient? Who? What are you looking at right now? You are having single vision. Single vision is you are only looking at me. What you are looking at, he cannot imagine. He is also looking at me. He is also looking at me. But these are all singular visions. Who is omniscient? Who is seeing all the angles? Who is able to perceive this room from all angles at one go? For that, what you have to do? Tell me. You know your body from all angles by being the whole body, isn't it? Just giving an example. So you don't feel you are separate from the body. You have accepted it as I. When you have accepted the whole universe as I, then you know the whole universe. You are omniscient. There is no place you are not. Then you are not divorced from any angle. You can take any position. So Krishna has taken the position I told you before. First, Arjuna has always been taking him as a friend. Then he taught him as a individual in the first chapter to fifth chapter. Then he taught him as a eternal meditator. Then he taught him how to expand his mind. He had to take the position. And what is the position? He just gave him a teaser. Hey, you should think of the Lord. And who is the Lord? I am that Lord. The whole world is strung in me. Sutremani Ganaiva in the 7th chapter. And slowly, Arjuna, oh, you my friend, you are the Lord, you are the Ishvara. Eyes are open. And his curiosity kept increasing. And the teacher in that took advantage of that curiosity and poured and raised the bar for Arjuna higher and higher and higher till he got the vision of the totality in the 11th chapter.